that's why I put 9 on it.
All right, guys. Come on down. We're going to get going. So now you're lying down. Actually, what I want you to do is put the band over your knees and then lie down. Yeah. Bring a little loop band over your knees. Which way am I going to lie? Watch. All right, and then just set yourself up. Your feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart. Just relax your spine down onto the floor. So just try to settle in, feel your ribs sink into the floor. Feel the back of your pelvis, so your sacrum sitting there on the floor. Just have a notice of what your lower back is doing. So if it's too arched off the floor, I just want you to softly, I don't want you to be completely flat on the floor, but I just want you to maybe take a couple of those north-south tilts, just roll out your pelvis. And then we want to find a position that you could just sort of slot maybe your fingers under your lower back. So it shouldn't be completely pushed into the floor. And I want you to think about elongating your spine. So imagine I am pulling your head from the crown, or maybe I've got my fingers tucked in under your skull, and imagine I'm pulling softly on your spine and elongating your whole spinal column. And then I want you just to relax there. Take a big deep breath in. Pause at the top and then breathe out. And just flow through maybe 3 or 4 breaths with the same count in for 4, 3 or 4. Pause at the top, same amount. Breathe out for the same. And try and take the breath down into your tummy. So it's not up in your upper rib cage. Your upper chest should be relaxed and sinking to the floor. So imagine as the breath comes in, tummy rises, and then breathe out. All right, now we're just going to hold that position softly, and we're going to take one knee out to the side and then slowly return. So we did this last week, but without the band on. So this week, same maneuver, one knee opens and then close. Your other knee stays pointing to the ceiling and stabilizes the band. And again, come back to that pelvis. It's going to move, but we're trying not to let it really rock open. So this is coming back to that core stability. Keep the breath going. Try and keep your ribs sinking into the floor. So you're not arching your ribs off the floor. Chin softly tucked in, lengthening that spine. And just nice smooth control with that movement. Just alternating, one knee opens, slowly close. Don't let the band fling you back in, so control that open and close. Just do one more on each side. And then just holding the pelvis steady, take a breath in, float the arms up overhead as far as you can. Breathe out, coming back down. Breathe in, arms come up and over. If you can get a little bit of a stretch through your chest wall, that's good. But don't push into any shoulder pain if you have shoulder issues. Get a bit of mobility through the shoulders. Just do 3 more. And then we're going to bring the arms back down onto the floor. We're going to march one knee. So lift one knee up, slowly lower, lift, lower. So just lifting up against the band. Going to add a leg extension. So lift, extend, in, down. Lift, extend, in, down. So you can slow it down if you need to. Focus on the control through your pelvis. Do one more on each side. All right, and then we're going to bring our legs up into tabletop. So still got the band on. And now in this position, your back is flat on the floor. Okay, so we shouldn't be popping the ribs. Everything is long here on the floor. And from there, keep in that position, touch one toe to the floor, one foot. Just one little foot taps the floor and then lifts. Taps the floor, lifts. So what your focus here is, as you take that foot down, you're not arching your back off the floor. So now we want to keep it flat. And you can keep going with that. If you want to work a little bit harder, take your hands off the floor, reach them to the ceiling. If you feel like it's too much in tabletop, come back to feet on the floor and go back to marching knees. And again, we can stay here. If you want to add on one more level, we're going to add in an opposite arm reaches away. So slow it right down. Foot top taps the floor. Opposite hand reaches up and overhead. Everything else stays steady. That back stays flat on the floor. The ribs aren't popping off. Chin stays softly tucked in. So you are working your core muscles here, your tummy. Keep breathing. Just doing one more on each side. And then just hug your knees in towards your chest. Give your back a little massage out on the floor. Roll your knees around one way and then roll back the other. And then we're going to stay up here in tabletop. We've got the band on, so I just want you to have a bit of pressure against the band. So your knees are hip width apart, maybe a tiny bit wider than your hips. So you've just got a little bit of pressure on the band. Take your arms out long on the floor and holding your arms there. Keep the legs in that position. Softly roll your knees to one side. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring your legs back to the midline. Go over to the other side. Now you're only going as far as you can control. So if you feel like you start to strain in your shoulder, your head, your neck, you've gone too far. Breathe in, breathe out. Head, neck, and shoulders are staying relaxed and heavy on the floor. We're using our tummy muscles to control the rotation. Doing one more on each side. And then bring your feet to the floor, bring your knees together, keep your arms where they are, roll your knees side to side. Take a stretch, just alternating side to side. If you can bring your head into a little rotation the opposite direction to your legs, so we get a rotation from the crown down to the tailbone. And again, just as far as you can comfortably. One more on each side. All right, and then bring your arms back up to the ceiling, bring your feet hip width apart, little soft tension on the band. Take a breath in, and then on the breath out, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, pump the arms for 5 little pumps, and then lower back down. So we're coming up 4 to 5 pumps with your arms, and then lower. So this is preparation for your hundreds type exercise, which I don't think we've ever fully got to 100, but that's okay. So coming up, just a few little pumps with the arms, lower, doing 3 more. Right, I have a little bit of tension on the band. So your knees are at least the width of your hips, perhaps tiny bit wider. The next one, you're going to hold it up there and just keep pumping the arms. So reach your fingers towards your toes. Think about closing down your rib to hip. Okay, that's the connection, rib to hip. Tummy muscles doing the work to hold you up here. Keep breathing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job. Just relax it down. You want to straighten your legs out, give your legs a little shake. Take a big breath in. Right, and then bring your knees back up, feet flat, little bit of tension on the band. Take a breath in, on the breath out, roll to 12 o'clock, peel the tailbone up, come up into bridge. Breathe in at the top, breathe out, roll it down. So focus on the movement through the spine. Just keep flowing through. Try to get 1 vertebrae at a time, rolling down. As you come to the top of the bridge, push through those heels into the buttock to lift the pelvis up and then roll it back down. You want to work a bit harder, take your hands off the floor. Just get rid of that extra little bit of support. Don't have to, you can keep your arms where they are and just keep going with the bridge. Okay, the next one, we're going to hold the top of the bridge and then float your arms overhead, bring them back down, roll down. So keep your arms down by your side to start. Come up into bridge, hold the top of the bridge. Arms come up and over, arms come back, roll down. And again, just keep flowing through. Keep the breath going. Try to keep your neck soft if you can, so don't take the tension up into your neck and shoulders. Two more. Just one more. And then come on down, hug one knee into your chest. Extend the other leg away if you can with your band on. And swap legs. Right, and then lift your head off the floor. Hold that position. Alternate a bicycle leg. So we're just keep bending one knee in and out. Bicycle kick legs, keeping the upper body just softly off the floor. Four more. Last one. And then just take a little pause. Just bring your hands behind your head. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to add on a little bit of rotation. So I'll show you what it looks like. You're going to be up here. We're going to come across to the knee that's closest. But an option is keeping your feet on the floor and just lifting the knee and the elbow to kind of meet. So that would be where to start. Okay, just slow it right down. Just get a little bit of rotation. If you feel like that's just too easy, come into tabletop with the legs and keep going with the bicycle kick. Just add a little rotation shift. So the opposite elbow to knee. Good. Let's do two more on each side. One more on each side. And then have a little rest. Take your legs down. Maybe extend your arms overhead, extend your legs away. Take a big deep breath. All right, and then you're going to come back up with your feet flat on the floor. And we're going to come back up into bridge. And we're going to hold the top of the bridge. And option one is just a heel lift. Lift the alternate heel. If you feel like you're up to a march, take it into a marching bridge. So focus on keeping that pelvis nice and steady. So with control, always come back to just the heels if that gets too much. Two more on each side. Last one. And then slowly take it down. Just hug your knees into your chest again. And just give your knees a little hug so your tailbone will lift off the floor. It's just a little kind of reverse roll. So just a little hug, tailbone comes off slowly lower. Let's do it nice and gently. Just getting a reverse stretch. And just lower your legs back onto the floor. Take your hands back behind your head. And without pulling on your head, we're just going to lift the neck and shoulders off the floor. So it's just a straight little upper body curl. Try not to pull on your head. Keep your elbows wide. Five more. Last one. And then just hold your hands there if you can, and just take one more little rotation. Just go as far as you can. If you need to bring your hands out from behind your head, that's fine. Hold it there. Just hold it and breathe into the stretch. And then bring it up and over onto the other side. Okay, and then we're going to come onto our side. So while we've got the band on, get those glutes going. So keep your band on, come onto your side, bring your feet in line with your buttock, bending the knees, and we're going to lift the feet off the floor and then just take a clamp. So we did this last week without the band on, so it's going to be harder this week with the band. So if your glutes fatigue, just stop, have a rest, give them a pat, whatever they need, and then carry on. Three more. And then bring your feet down, bring your feet and knees to the front of the mat and take the whole foot and knee together. Open, close. And just go slow, control that open and close. And just keep breathing. Two more. All right, have a little rest, give it a little rub. Take the legs out straight. We'll change muscle focus for a second. Double leg side lift. So just a little soft lift with those legs together. Knees, feet together. Slowly up, slowly down. It's nice and smooth. Doesn't have to be a big lift. Okay, what I want you to see now, if you can hold your legs up there and just take a little flutter with your feet, legs. So like you're kind of walking very small little steps. So shouldn't feel any tension against your band. Just holding it there. It's just a little movement forward and back. And holding it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Give it a little break. Okay, bend your knees. We're going to come up into side arm support. So give the buttock a little rest. Come into some arms. So we didn't do this one last week, but you know the drill. Elbow is below the shoulder. and we're not hanging down here on the shoulder. We're pushing the floor away with the forearm, reach the other arm up to the ceiling, and then we're going to thread the needle. Take it under and then open it up. Keep pushing the floor away the whole time. So you should, so you just come down onto your pelvis, your hip, Michael. That's very hard what you're doing. You did a good job. So we're just on our, we're not in side plank. Now, if you want to go there, feel free, but that is harder. So just protect your shoulder if you're going to do that. I'll come up into plank in a second. So just, yeah, keep being mindful of that shoulder. Push the floor away so you're not sagging onto your shoulder joint. And if you have issues with shoulders, you don't have to rotate far here. If your shoulder's okay, then you can get a bit more rotation through your ribs. Do it. Breathe. All right, and now we will come up into plank. So hand to the ceiling. If you feel like this is enough, just hold the position. Otherwise, we're coming up into side plank and we're going to hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Good job. And then come on back down onto your side. We're nearly finished. A bit more glutes. You look so enthusiastic. All right, come on down. We're just going to finish off with a little bicycle leg. Okay, so we're just kicking up, down, and around. So slow motion, and the foot is at the height of your pelvis. So don't have it down here. So you will feel the band here. You should feel some resistance against your band. Good. Okay, let's reverse it. So now bring it back the other way. Kick back behind, around and up. Knee comes up towards the chest. Kick back behind. 3 more. Give it a little rub. Come onto your back. Give that one a little stretch. So foot, that leg that was just working, the foot goes onto the opposite knee. And you can just breathe into that. You should feel a bit of a stretch in the buttock. If you need to get more stretch, reach through, grab the thigh. Take a big breath. Right, and then you can flip yourself over onto the other side. Okay, so feet are together in line with the buttock to start. Bring your feet up off the floor and just open and close that knee. Good. 3 more. And then bring your feet down, bring your knees and feet to the front of the mat. Open, close. And 4 more. Right, and then straighten your legs out. So you're in a long straight line, and we've just got a little side lift, knees and feet together. It's nice, smooth, controlled movement. And then hold your legs up there and then just flutter your feet. So not a big movement, just a small movement, but keeping your legs just off the floor. Holding it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Just give it a little rest. Bend your knees and come on up onto your side arm. So you can set yourself up on this side, get that shoulder, push the elbow into the floor, forearm into the floor. If you've got any shoulder issues, be careful. So come down and around. If you do have shoulder issues, don't rotate, just hold the position. Otherwise, we're going just slowly and gently. Breathing in, breathing out. Don't hold your breath here. Think about elongating your spine. So again, just imagine from tailbone, crown of the head, imagine sort of lengthening. So we're just trying to elongate the spine. Switches on all our deeper postural muscles. Few more. And then we're either going to hold just this position, or if you feel like you can come up into a side plank, take it there and hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down and then come back down onto your side. And then take it into your bicycle leg kick. So coming up, down and around, nice and slow and controlled. Let's take it back the other way. Four more. Rest, give it a little rub. Do I miss anything? Roll onto your back and just give that leg. You can even now work the band off if you want, and just get that foot up onto the opposite knee. Breathe into that. Reach through if you can, grab the thigh. Breathe. And then you're going to flip all the way over now onto your tummy. Just make your way down. Bring your forehead onto your hands. Bend your knees up and just windscreen wipe your legs from side to side. Just rest your head on your hands. And your head should be heavy. And you're just taking a rock with your legs from side to side. All right, and then relax your legs down. Bring your arms down by your side. So your forehead's on the floor. And I just want you to relax, let your shoulders kind of slump to the floor. And then all I want you to do is squeeze the shoulder blades and lift the shoulders up off the floor and then let them go. So it's just the shoulder blade. See if you can isolate just the shoulder blade movement. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. And then we're going to bring the whole arm in. So now as the shoulder blades squeeze up together, the arm reaches up off the floor and then lower. Just the arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the arms and then lower. Keeping your head softly on the floor. Just focus on your arms. You'll start to feel those shoulder blades warming up. Okay, the next one, we're going to hold the arms up there. Palms are facing the ceiling, and then just flip the palms over, under. Try to kind of keep your arms squeezing in by your side. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades, reach the fingers towards the toes and just flip the palms over, under. You should feel your triceps working here, the upper arm at the back muscle, particularly as you flip them facing down, palms down, you really get those triceps for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Just relax. Turn your head to one side. Let your shoulders sag to the floor. Take a big breath in. And from here, we're going to come up into dart. So you take a breath in. And then on the breath out, we're lifting everything up. Head, neck, and shoulders. Lift the legs. Reach the fingers to the toes. Eyes are down. Neck is long. So just think about that length through the spine. Holding it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. Turn your head the other way. Just sag to the floor. Big breath in. Try and think about taking the breath to the back of your ribs. Feel those ribs expand. All right, we're coming up again into dart. So take a breath in and then bring it up. Eyes are down, neck is long, chin tucked in. Reach the fingers for the toes. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Holding it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, wide, bring it down, bring your hands back up, forward on the hand. Take your legs wide of the mat, bend the knees, do a wide windscreen. And just relax your head heavy onto your hands, no tension in the neck. Okay, and then relax your legs down. If you can reach your hands overhead, that's where you'll be. Otherwise, you're going to be in stop sign, arms out to the side. If you can take your hands overhead, go there, and then just go opposite hand and leg lift. So it doesn't have to be a really big movement. If you have any shoulder issues, just have the arms down in stop side, but just still thinking about lifting one arm off the floor and the opposite leg. So getting that kind of shoulder blade to opposite buttock cross sling working. Nice, slow, controlled movement, not arching into your back, not straining anywhere. 2 more on each side. Last one. And then bring your arms down by your side and take your hands a little bit wide. And if you can, just stretching up into a back extension. Now, if your back doesn't like extension, you can just come into a little sphinx and hold it there. But if you've got the range and you can take it up and then slowly down. Breathe in, just keep it nice, slow and controlled. Try to relax into your spine if you can. So it's, you're not straining through your back to arch up. Good. Good, just do 2 more. Right, and then you're going to bring your hands a bit further under and push yourself all the way up and back into a child's pose. So just again, take it where you can. If your shoulders don't like full extension, bring them, soften the shoulders. But just try to hold the child's pose. Sit back into your heels as far as you can, as your knees and ankles, hips will allow. If you can, walk your hands over to one side and just stretch out down one side of the body. And then just taking it over to the other side. And then bring it back to the middle. And then coming on up into 4-point kneeling. So you're on your hands and knees, hands are straight under the shoulders. Take it into a cat-cow. Just slow in your own time, whatever feels good, just breathe it out. Try and just softly move the spine through whatever range you have. But come into a tabletop position. So again, think about that length. So from the crown down to the tailbone, imagine I'm kind of pulling you from the crown, pulling you from the tailbone. So you're long through your spine, and then you're just going to hold that position and take it straight into opposite arm and leg if that's an option. If it feels like you're not quite stable enough, just go with the legs. But the key here is getting the stability before you change. So lengthen, and again, fingertips reaching away, toes reaching away, and then bring it in. So try and find some stillness in that position before. So it's not just fast movement from one to the other. Good. Let's do one more on each side. All right, and then just sit up off your wrists for a second, give them a little shake out. All right, and then we're just going to do some little push-ups here. So back onto your hands, try to keep your elbows tucked in, and you're just going to drop your nose to the floor and then push the floor away. Okay, so nose to the floor, but try and keep your elbows tucked in if you can. Do 10, and then sit yourself back into child's pose when you finish and take a little pause. When you've done your 10, you can take a normal child or maybe a modified child. Just take a rest, whatever position you can, and just take a few breaths. And coming up slowly. And we're just going to finish off in this position with a plank. So you've got all your plank options. I think we did it last week. So knees or up onto the toes or elbows if your wrists don't like weight bearing. So find your position and then hold it there. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Drop the knees. Let's give your wrists a little shake. We're just going to do it one more time. Good. All right. So come back, find your position. About being long again through that spine for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Come off those hands. Come around onto your buttock. You just get off your knees, get off your wrists, shake it out. Well done. Let's just take a little rotation stretch. So if you can, take one foot across the opposite arm onto the outside of that knee. Yep, and use that to try and push your body around. And then swap sides. Okay, and then we're gonna practice some roll downs, or half roll backs, but without the band. So you can bend your knees a bit, hold behind your knees. And so last week we did a bit of just practicing this pelvis, right? So think about just sinking the pelvis back. So you've got that bowl of water sitting here and I'm tipping the bowl back and then bring it back up. So just round it out and then thinking about from here to here, imagine you're trying to make your spine into a C shape. So we get this connection here in the front. And that's where we get the strength from to be able to then take it all the way down. Good. Yep. All right, and then we're going to come up and we're going to sit up tall on those sit bones, ankles, heels or toes on the floor if you need to. Otherwise, try and balance. So hold it there. And if you can let your hands go, let your hands go. Good. And hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Bring it up. Shake it out. All right, we're going to come up into standing. So just take your time. Come on up. Get your band. If you need a drink, grab a quick drink. Okay. So you will need your long band. And what you're going to do is you're going to stand on the band with your feet hip width apart. And then you need to have some resistance on the band. So kind of reach down and grab the band so it's on some resistance. You're going to soften your knees the tiniest bit so they're not locked into extension. And then hinge from the hips. So stick your bum out. Imagine I've got your hips and I'm pulling your bottom towards the wall behind. And we're just, the top body is straight. Okay, so we're hinging down from the hip. We're going to hold that there. We're going to row our arms up. Elbows up. So aim your elbows up to, yep, that's it. Yeah, looking good. So again, this is actually working into your shoulder blade and scapular area. That's good. Nice. Good, just for 5 more. And then stand on up tall. Keep holding the band. All right, and now we're going to bend our knees. So keep holding the band and you're going to bend your knees and then push the floor away. So just keep your chest up. That's it. So bend and then push the floor away with your feet. So push into that floor, lift your body up. Yeah. We're really kind of using our glutes and our quads. That's good. Yeah, 4 more. Oh, that's it. Good. All right, let the band go. Okay. But now you're going to stand on it under 1 foot. Oh, sorry. Let it go completely. Okay, stand up 1 foot, take the band across your web space of that thumb, draw the shoulder blade down, and we're just lifting up in a Y position. So not out to the side, not straight ahead like a Y. Keep your arms straight, keep the shoulder blade down. So you're not hitching up like that. This is the shoulder blade exercise. Good. That's it. And if you have any shoulder pain, you can do a little one. It can just be a short range, doesn't have to be full range, but we're not going higher than 90 degrees anyway. 3 more. Good, and then swap sides. So the thumb leads the way in that, like you were doing a Y with your arms. Try and keep that shoulder down, so no hitching. If you feel that shoulder start to hitch, don't go as high. Yep, that's good. That's it. Good, good, good. So just 4 more. Good, rest, give the shoulders a little roll. And then just come and grab your band, hold it in both hands. Draw the shoulder blades down, tuck the elbows in. And you're just going to open the band. Okay, so elbows are in here, shoulder blades are down. So again, you need enough resistance. Open, slowly close. So this works part of your rotator cuff. Probably all heard of your rotator cuff. Good to exercise, good to keep these muscles going. Open, close. So think about being nice and long through your collarbones, long through that neck, lifting up from the crown. That's it, good. Just 4 more. Good, and relax. Now you can throw the band down and just take one hand across and give that shoulder a little stretch. And the other side. And then we're just going to finish off with a bit of balance again. And what we're going to do this time is a little hinge. So you're going to try to stand on one leg, take the other leg out behind you, and then just see if you can hinge forward. Let your hands sort of head towards the floor. If you feel like you can't take the foot off the floor, keep the foot on the floor, but very soft toe touching only. So 90% of your weight is in that front leg. And you don't have to go far. It can be just a little hinge. Okay, but just practice. It's a strong exercise on that leg that is weight bearing. It's going to work a whole lot of muscles. So just do what you can. One thing that helps is finding a focal point on the floor, some little dot, and just keep your eyes on it. Don't let your eyes wander. Find a spot and focus on that. Hold on to the ball if you need to. And if that's all too hard, just try and stand on one leg for 10 seconds, but you're doing a great job. Just good. All right, give that leg a shake and swap sides. So set yourself up, just find the toes touching softly first and just take a little hinge. Just get the feeling of it. And then it's optional, taking the foot off the floor. It is hard, it is really hard. Balance can improve, got to practice it every day.
It's funny how you put on one side, not necessarily.
Yeah, that's it. Good. Excellent, good, and just give it a little shake. All right, just going to do finish off with a little stretch through the hamstrings, and all you're going to do is sweep down, 1 foot out, toes up towards you, and sweep through that foot, and sweep the other foot, and breathe. One more on each side. That's it. And shake it out. Well done. Good job, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, team. See ya. Have a good
Yeah.
week.
Good.
Bye.